Tucked along the rolling fields of the North Shore, there's a place where New England history isn't locked behind glass cases. It's still growing in the soil.
This is really unusual to be able to have this survive in one family for 9 generations for so long.
Appleton Farms has been continuously farmed since 1638, making it the oldest operating farm in New England and possibly the entire country.
Samuel Appleton had 4 sons, so he divided his acreage up into 4 farms, and that's why we still call it Appleton Farms rather than Appleton Farm.
But surviving nearly 4 centuries didn't happen by accident.
There was a lot of generation-to-generation mentorship that happened in this family.
The Appleton family quickly realized farming alone wouldn't keep a growing family afloat.
The farm itself, yes, it had cows and it had pigs and it had horses and it had sheep over its period of time. It grew hay. They had a lot of corn and barley. They were town surveyors and they helped to lay the roads in town, and they served on the militia during the Revolutionary War. The farm was never enough to support all of those people and all of that livelihood in order to be successful.
The ability to adapt may be the reason the land is still thriving today. In 1998, the 996-acre property was taken over by the trustees of reservations, preserving not just the landscape, but the working farm itself.
Nothing was ever stagnant. With each generation, there was a change, but also within the generations. So we're right now, one of the major ways that we're evolving is through trying to figure out and work around climate change, which is a real factor for us.
Today, Managing Director Ellie Harbeck tells us Appleton Farms isn't a postcard frozen in time. It's a living classroom that nurtures the community.
So we're constantly making decisions based around what is selling, what is not selling, what is the community asking for, what does the community want and need, and how can we service that.
Seasonally, hundreds of families take part in the farm's Vegetable CSA, or Community Supported Agriculture Program.
It's a way for the community that you live in and work in to have access to fresh, healthy, non-transported across the country food.
There's also a meat CSA featuring grass-fed livestock raised in these pastures.
Those funds that we get at the beginning of the season help to support and pay for the rest of the season's full work ahead that farming does.
Miles of trails weave through the property, connecting the community to forests, fields, and grazing cattle.
We have over 12 miles of hiking trails.
And for the next generation, education is at the heart of everything here, teaching kids not just where food comes from, but how to care for the land that provides it.
Our mission is to preserve this special place for everyone forever. Our education team works really, really hard to directly translate the work that the farmers are doing in the field and bring that to the youth.
Inside the farm kitchen, the connection to the past feels just as strong.
We are able to source from anywhere these days, but we're trying as best we can to just use what the farm is giving us.
I stepped in with Baker Abby to learn how to make a galette, which took a bit of practice.
Yeah.
Folding dough, layering spinach and cheese, doing it all by hand, much as the Appletons themselves would have done centuries ago.
My first to my last.
The dozens of sweet and savory baked goods made at the farmhouse are sold in the farm store.
That's kind of, the heart and soul of what we do, where we sell all of our products.
From cookies to sourdough.
Tell me about the sourdough bread.
Okay, it's the best. It's worth the trip.
But get there early.
We made those delicious spinach feta galettes, and by the time we got to the store, they were all sold out.
After almost 400 years, it seems life at Appleton Farms is still as busy as ever.
I often reflect backwards on what it must have been like for Samuel Appleton to walk up to this landscape and have nothing here, right? Have no buildings here. The journey that he went through to create his farm for his family and his generations, I think that he'd be so surprised to see how we have taken what his goal for his 4 children was, but given it to the entire community.
Very nice. And one of the many special things about the Appleton family, they kept everything. The trustees say when they took over the farm, they inherited boxes and boxes of archival items that helped paint a picture of who the Appleton family was through generations. And the Appletons weren't just farmers. Many of them attended and graduated from Harvard Law School.